As we look at getting healthy on a Tuesday, we've invited in Dr. Alex Mangili. He is in the emergency room at Legacy Good Samaritan Hospital, where they not only have an emergency room, but also sort of an urgent care facility set up. So you can go to urgent care, and then if you need more serious treatment, you move on to the emergency room. Now, Dr. Alex, what kinds of problems do you see when it gets this warm?
So we don't get these temperatures a lot in Portland, which is nice. So it's super important that people be aware that this heat can really cause some serious problems. Starting with primarily dehydration. That's a big problem. And a lot of the other problems that come from heat illness are really related to just not being hydrated enough.
When you talk about hydration, do we need to up our intake of water? I mean, isn't it normally 8 glasses a day or in that range? So what do you suggest?
That's correct. I would say 1 to 2 liters a day at least. If you're doing any kind of physical activity, you certainly want to be doing it earlier in the day, not when the temperatures are super high. That's when you can really get into problems. And if you're doing any kind of physical activity, super important to drink a lot. Electrolyte drinks, water, things like that.
We're always concerned about senior citizens on days like these, but I imagine you see the gamut as far as age ranges go. Anyone is susceptible to some problems due to the heat, correct?
Yeah, certainly. But as you said, the elderly are at most risk, and as are probably young infants. They tend to be a little more protected because parents are pretty good about not exposing them to these high temperatures outside. But the elderly, definitely, they're on multiple medications that can cause problems with dehydration, electrolyte problems. So they need to be very, very aware of the signs and symptoms of heat stroke, heat exhaustion, things like that.
I know a common choice for parents is, get to the kids to the water, take them to a pool, a lake, the river, anything to get them near water, try to keep them cool. But am I better off when it's this hot to just keep them inside in an air-conditioned facility?
In a bubble, perhaps.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be that extreme. I think if they're in an area where they can play and there's water and they have parents watching them, I think that can be okay. Obviously, just being aware of what concerning symptoms may be. I
will tell you what my mom used to do when I would come in from a hot day. We grew up in Philadelphia. She would have me run my wrists under the cold tap water.
Yeah.
Was this doing any good?
Yes, that's called evaporative cooling, and
Look
it's one of the best ways to
how about that?
To cool yourself off. We recommend
sticking your wrists under
really
cold
hot.
water.
Yeah, or just spraying yourself with a cold bottle in front of a fan will really get that heat off of you. It's
good to know. And people joke about putting their head in the freezer or taking a warm shower and then it'll feel cool. You sign off on any of those?
I don't know about the head in the freezer thing, but maybe the cool shower, I think, probably would work.
A cool shower as opposed to a warm shower.
Slam the freezer door shut on your head when it's in there? I mean, what's that way you pass out?
I was joking, but people were saying that. We had a
might
Facebook
end up in the
conversation
ER that way
going.
Too,
yes, good
Can I ask one more question? Besides drinking plenty of water to sort of prepare your body, is there anything else you can do to avoid dehydration?
Just staying out of the hottest part of the day, just trying not to exercise when it's that hot.
I always heard that as 11 to 2. Is that what you describe it as, or later in the afternoon?
Yeah, here in Portland it seems to be a little bit later from my own experience. I think, 11, 12, all the way up to 5 or 6 p.m. can still be very hot in Portland.
All right, Dr. Mangili, we wish you well in these coming days. I think you're going to be a busy man. We appreciate you stopping by.
Yeah, thanks for having me.